So,
For sure.
another big fight, Errol Spence Jr. versus Terence Crawford. Long time in the making. We've talked about this fight recently. It's taken some time to make. People talk about crossing the street. We talk about PBC, Top Rank, free agency. Terence Crawford going to Black Prime for a $10 million payday. That's the biggest fight of his career so far. When you rightfully call this sport prize fighting, how much you get paid is the biggest fight. The biggest fight in someone's career, or to build their knowledge, their legend, or to get belts can be different. But I didn't blame Terence for that. But listen, I'm so glad this fight got made, Miguel. July 30th, just 5 days after, which tells us that Inoue fight must be on that Tuesday morning again schedule. 5 days after, July 30th, Spence and Crawford. Spence comes in at a minus 104, but even at negative money, he's not the favorite. Minus 122. Terence Crawford, the guy from Omaha, comes in as the favorite. What a fight in the welterweight division. This is going to be a legacy fight. This is a fight people will probably talk about for a long time. It's definitely going to shake up. These guys are both in the top 5 pound for pound. It's going to shake up that situation. Crawford has traditionally been higher. He's been number 1 over the past few years. Switched out with Inoue and Usyk. Canelo to an extent as well. But that was kind of your top 5. Errol Spence has came up in that conversation now, and if he wins this, I think obviously surpasses Crawford. My thoughts on the fight are fairly brief on this. I think they're both great fighters. Spence might have a little bit more power, but I believe that Crawford is the guy that can change his style quicker and more effectively for whatever Spence brings at him. And I see Crawford making the needed adjustments and getting the win in this fight. It's a very close fight, and it's going to be a great fight. I'm leaning Crawford right now because, hey, this is our early summer preview and light predictions. Okay, we're not going too deep on it yet, but I'm leaning Crawford, and I don't blame anybody that bets on Spence. I know, having watched Twitter, boy, there's some guys that are entrenched in this fight. I mean, reputations are on the line. Videos have been made. People have been called out. Bets have been made. Ray Jackson, I'm thinking of you, my man. How you doing, Ray? Yeah, I know you got some stuff going on, even with Crawford himself. So there's some interesting social media aspects to this too. What I'm more concerned with is what happens in the ring. And wow, what a fight. Miguel, where's this fight going to go in your opinion? I mean, these guys are both great. This is top-notch stuff, right? Maybe number 1 in the world to the winner. Look out.
Yeah, I'm glad the fight was made. You know, when you go to the supermarket and you check the milk and there's a date on it, expiration date, you know, if Mayweather and Pacquiao were the milk, then you found that milk out in the garbage, like way past the expiration date. This one, I think it's getting close.
Right.
I think this fight might have been a better fight, a purer fight 3 to 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
But it simmered, and we're still getting a thing here. To me, you know, you can talk about Inoue, you can talk about Canelo, you can talk about some of those guys. To me, Crawford's been the top pound for pound guy post Chocolatito.
Mm-hmm.
But that's for the last. I'm talking about the top number 1 guy, because his rise from lightweight to the 140 and then the 147, you know, those are serious weight. That's not jumping from minimum weight to, you know, light bantam or whatever, you know, whatever the dichotomy is down there in a 3 pound jump. They're smaller men, so percentages and stuff like that, but you're talking about lightweight through welterweight, like frontline weight classes that he's dominated. And he's done it with, I don't know that I've seen anybody, they describe Sugar Ray Robinson that way. And I know that's high praise, but the way this guy switches from southpaw to orthodox stance in a fight
Right.
multiple times in a round with comfort, with not missing a beat. He doesn't even look awkward doing it. You know,
No. Yeah.
that kind of precision, he's not getting enough credit for, I think. But I think
I agree. That's why I'm going with Crawford.
I do recognize that, and that's why he does have that. He also, I think, has a mean streak.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if he gets you on the hook, he will not let you off the hook.
Right.
He's not like, oh, I'm afraid. You never hear him say, I'm afraid I'm going to hurt my opponent. I don't think he's that worried about that aspect of it. So I think he can be mean. I think Spence is the stronger fighter, you know, in terms of knockout potential. But I think that the fact is Crawford, if he sets himself in and is landing and works for it, that if he sees it, he'll take it. And I like that aspect. I've always liked that aspect of how Crawford fights.
I agree. To me, Crawford has the footwork. He has the defense. He has the angles. He has the ring IQ, and he has the ability to adjust. And all that versus speed or versus power. I just see him being able to pull off the adjustments this guy can make instantaneously.
How old is Crawford?
It's impressive. You know, I think he is 30. Well, we better find out before I say, but I think he's in his late 30s.
We're beaten on the MMA side, but we picked Cejudo, and he was a 36-year-old, top-notch athlete. You know, athletically, his accomplishments in wrestling in the Olympics and things, a gold medalist. So he's put in his time just like Crawford has.
That's right. That's right. So
you drop off post 35 on things like speed and precision, and that's Crawford. So
well, it's a very interesting. That's a very interesting number you just threw out. Errol Spence Jr. is 33 years old, born March 3rd of 1990. Crawford is 35. That magic number you mentioned. Now he's not post 35. September 28th, 1987. So we've got until September. He's fighting in July. It's only a few more months until he's 36. So
yeah, the bottom line is that's what for Spence, waiting 3 years to do this was beneficial to him. I'd rather face Crawford at 36 with all that could potentially mean, because we don't know, than face him at 33 when he was in his, so that could be part of it. But I think, I do think I'm going to enjoy this fight, and we'll know if Crawford's going to be able to do his thing. And I think, that looks like it could be like an 8th or 9th round KO. If he starts to get his work in and does it, he'll put the pedal to the metal to get to the finish line. I think that's what the reputation here would be about. When you consider it, you had Gervonta Davis and Garcia recently, and Garcia was the guy who had bringing the major clout on social media and stuff like that, which makes me feel like Gervonta Davis is stopping him with a body shot. It couldn't have been written better. Maybe he didn't intend to do it that way. Yeah, I took him out with his own punch.
Right.
It could have been written better for that. And I think, Crawford needs one of those, or it would be great to see Crawford do one of those. Get in there, figure him out, and finish him.
Well, you mentioned the body work. That's what I was thinking too, is that if there is, and we don't know for sure, but if he slowed it all and there's a little speed advantage for Spence, Crawford going to the body in the first 4 and 5 rounds is going to slow that speed down. It's going to slow Spence down in general if Crawford can hit him to the body a lot. And then it sets you up for that 7th or 8th, like you mentioned. Slow him down in the first 4 or 5, go to work on him in 5, 6, and 7, get it done in 7, 8, or 9. That's a possibility. I also see Crawford probably winning on points, even if Spence was a little faster, because of the defensive in the foot maneuverability, probably get out of the way and actually score more punches, if not throw more. Yeah, I think he'll land more. So I can see, I just go on Crawford either way, decision or knockout. And as we get closer, again, this is early. These are early. We're making these for our summer preview.
Fight at this point.
It really is. I mean, it really is, and it's hard to pick either way. But that's just everything in me tells me that Crawford's got what it takes for this, because as good as Errol Spence is, I think Crawford is a generational talent, like you said. I think, and at 35 and having not fought maybe as many of the other superstars as we'd like, maybe it's not the opportunity for him to ever reach. I don't want to say not reach his potential, but you know what I mean. If he's gotten to war with, the four kings, you didn't have the one king. I never seen a documentary called the two king, the one king. It was Sugar Ray and Duran and Hagler and Hearns. It was all of them fighting each other and built. And so to me, this is sort of that. This is two of them at least, and let's get to it. So very, very happy for this fight. And I don't know, maybe it's close enough we demand a rematch or something. Who knows? We'll see what happens with that one.